Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Sam Williams, senior basketball player from Reno, Nevada, who's been a key piece of the Stars team this year. And Sam, your team got a couple of impressive wins last week, including over then number 11 Wayland Baptist. What went into your team's performance last week?
I think we had great practices. That's been the key for us. The way we practice, it really translates for us for the game. I mean, Coach kept preaching to us like we have to win these games last week, because if we didn't, then we would be looking at a very tough spot trying to make a national tournament again. But I mean, we shared the ball a lot more, and I think we did just a phenomenal job as a team, and that's why we were able to pull that one out. And especially Wayland, we really wanted that one because I mean, it's always big when you get a ranked team to come in, so I want to knock them off.
How would you describe your role on this team?
I would describe it just as that. Like I play my role, I do what my team needs me to do. I don't think anybody on this team has a role of a superstar. Like we all know that we need each other because not one person can really win a game. Like every game, it's usually somebody different. Either coming up big for us, making big plays for us. So I would just say my role is just trying to be a glue guy, just trying to keep everybody together and just, trying to be a leader on and off, like on the bench, cheering my teammates on, just letting everybody know that, we're happy for each other regardless of what happens.
You've been one of the team's best rebounders this year. How do you work on your rebounding skills?
In practice, we have crazy rebounding drills. Coach Patel is big on that. So we pretty much maul and kill each other in practice every day. So that's a big help going into the game because most other players aren't as aggressive in that aspect. So just trying to be aggressive.
Coach has told me quite a bit that you've been playing a little bit out of position because before Eric McCollum got eligible, you had to play the 5 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You're more comfortable probably at the 4.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. How have you kind of developed as a 5?
I mean, in high school, I played the 5 because just being one of the taller guys. But coming into the college realm, I started developing my game more and moving out to the wing, playing the 3 and the 4. And I mean, playing the 5 is just, it's more of a blue collar job. You got to do the dirty work. Got to stay in there, rebound, bang with the big guys, make sure they don't get it. Maybe pick up some unnecessary fouls here and there. But other than that, I mean, it's just real work. So I mean, I enjoy it too, and I know it'll help me expand if to keep playing at the next level.
Your season high so far has come at John Brown in an overtime game. That was real early on in the conference season. What do you remember about that performance, and was that kind of an introduction to conference play for you?
Yeah, that was a good game, and I noted that we needed some big plays to be made down the stretch. But I mean, in that game, if you remember, Rydell, my teammate, had 40, so it was amazing just watching somebody else go for some crazy numbers like that. But I mean, I was just excited. I really don't watch the scores. I kind of never really know what I have until literally maybe after the game if my coach tells me, but I usually don't really care about it too much. I just go out and play. I just want to win. As long as we win, it don't matter. I can have 2 points or 52. It never matters to me, really.
What brought you here to OCU?
Honestly, Coach Patel, and just I met a couple of professors. I met Wendy and Bruce, and I met the athletic director here, and I had some other options after deciding to leave my last school on where to go. But I mean, Oklahoma City stood out to me just because I like the performing arts aspect and just the different people that I would be able to interact with on campus. And I just thought it would be a good opportunity to be here and graduate from a really good school at the end of the day. I mean, this school has amazing credentials and stuff like that. And plus, the Thunder play here, so I always wanted to catch an NBA game, so I thought that would be pretty cool too.
Have you been to an NBA game yet?
Yeah, I have. I actually got to go one with my boy, Lil Walt from the North. Shout him out. But it was fun, though. It was really fun. We actually got some good seats, too, so it was pretty cool.
You're a mass comm major here, so you're pretty comfortable here in this setting.
Yeah.
What's it been like being a mass comm major here? What have your experiences been?
I think it's probably one of the most amazing programs that I've been in, just not even blowing smoke. Just the teachers, Matt, from Kenna, they all interact with the students. So we all like have a personal interaction with them every single day. You know, whether it's, you know, you see her passing in the hall, or they're putting snacks in the mask column, coming to rob the snacks in between classes. Like, I mean, all the teachers here, it's more like the class sizes aren't too big, so like you get to interact with the teachers, and I think they're all amazing teachers, and they really expect a lot from you, so they don't let you slack, and that's why I respect the most. Like, I mean, in some programs, maybe, you know, there might be some slack, but here, like, you know, especially Kenna, you know, Kenna, she's on it, no slack. So I just love the teachers, really, and just the environment, you know. They tell you, call them by their first name. It's more, you know, it's very personable, so I enjoy that.
All right, talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Sam Williams. You can follow the Stars on OCUsports.com.
At Oklahoma City University, it's on all of us to put an end to sexual violence in our campus community.
Title IX is a federal law that addresses our students' right to education free from sex discrimination. OCU Athletics is committed to fostering a culture of respect for all members of our community.
We aim to embody respect and sportsmanship in all aspects of life.
And it's our job as athletes to intervene when something isn't right.
It's our responsibility as athletes, role models, and members of the community to look out for one another.
OCU athletes are not just champions on the field.
We also strive to be champions of character.
Consent is explicit, not implied.
Sexual contact without consent is sexual assault.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To intervene when something doesn't seem right.
To recognize that alcohol is never an excuse.
It's on us.
It's on all of us.
To make it known we will not tolerate this from
peers,
teammates,
friends,
anyone.
To create an environment that respects everyone's rights and boundaries.
To do the right thing.
It doesn't just happen to women.
It's on us as teammates to lead by example.
To make it known that jokes about sexual assault are unacceptable.
To step up and say something.
To step up and say something.
To step up and say something.
To never blame the victim.
To support survivors.
To be more than a bystander.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
Every day we all choose the type of person that we want to be and the type of athlete that we want to be. And for me, the important lesson there is you got to wake up every day willing to earn it and make the most of it.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's
on all of us, OCU.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. The Stars are third ranked and coming off a season where they returned to the NAIA World Series. And coach, first game February 2nd against Freed Hardeman. So how excited are you to return to the Diamond, and what are you looking forward to this season?
Oh, very excited because, we just chance to get back to do what we do, and excited about seeing if we can build upon what we started last year. I mean, last year's team had this motto of getting back to the series, getting back to the way we do things over the years, and then we made it to the series, and then now we've got a lot of those guys back, a good core back, and this year it's like get it done. We got it back now, it's time to get it done, and that means going out the list and again and bringing back a championship.
What was special about that team last year? Why do you think they were able to get you guys back to the World Series?
Well, it started the year before when we had a lot of seniors, Jared Baker and Matt Young, those guys coming back after the season was over with. They made a decision as a team that said, hey, we're not going to go through this. We got to change the culture here. We got a little bit off track, and coaches as well. And so we just sat down and say, hey, how do we want it to go about? So we started actually in the spring before, but then last year we brought in a good recruiting class. The guys that returners were great as far as leadership was concerned, and getting back to the things, the work ethic and the attitude and the swagger, and the guys that came in bought into it, and it really was special to see it happen again. And those guys that just they performed as a team and really had a mission and a sense of purpose. And then that last ball game there to get us back to the series, when you're sitting there down 5, it's like, ooh, and then you turn around and end up going back to the series. And it was just a special team, and it'll one that'll always be special in our heart because of the commitment they made, and they stuck to it and what they were able to accomplish.
This year's team ranked 3rd in the preseason. You said a lot of experience coming back. What do you expect from those guys coming back?
Well, I think the one thing about it, going to Lewiston last year, even though I thought we should have done better and could have done better, but that's part of it. But the experience of just being there and say, hey, here's what it takes, because we hadn't been there for 4 years. And so when you're sitting there as a coach telling the team, all right, this is what it's going to take to get to Lewiston, there wasn't a whole lot of guys on the team. There wasn't very few, if any, that had been there and played there. So they really didn't know what you're talking about. So now with all the guys that are coming back from last year's team, they're going to be able to sit there and that experience of going to a national tournament, and they're going to be able to go, hey, guys, this is what we need to do. And they can be the second element of that. It's not just us telling them, it's the other guys on the team telling these newcomers and knowing what it's going to do and to go get back and what it's going to take. And I think it makes them a little bit more hungry too, knowing that, hey, we were right there last year and we need to go back and get it done again this year.
So who are some of the guys who are returning who are going to make an impact this year?
Well, if offensively, you start with Lane Milligan, Joe Lytle, Sean Corso, Brandon Grieger, and Garrett Foster. Those 5 guys were mainstays last year. They played pretty much every ball game. Lane was hurt early in the year, but those are guys that are going to really carry the load offensively for us. They've got a good mix of speed, average, power, and we're looking forward for those guys to really be the core of our offense this year. On the mound, we've got Matt Young coming back, who was All-American last year and been a #1 guy for the last couple of years. So to have him anchoring your rotation's good. Craig Kanaki was undefeated last year on the mound. He'll be back. Tyler Milligan out of the pen, Bryce Milligan out of the pen. So we've got some guys coming back that really, I think, have the experience and have the talent to do some good things for us this year.
How about some of the newcomers? Who are the new guys who we're going to see?
Position player-wise, we've got a couple of transfers. Quinn Wahlberg from OU, Jacob Chappell from OSU, Elliott Carey from Oregon State. Those 3 guys transferring in. They're position players that are going to make pretty good impacts right off the bat. Pitching-wise, we've got a couple of guys. Miguel Figueroa is a newcomer that's coming in, and we've got a couple of guys that were been injured. They're not necessarily newcomers, but Ricky Parra coming off of Tommy John, he was a rotation guy 2 years ago. He's coming back, and then Tanner Andrews is a guy that he got hurt early in the year last year. We lost him for most of the year last year, so they're not necessarily newcomers, but they are guys that, hey, didn't get to really contribute much of anything last year, and we're counting on those guys as well.
What do you think the team has improved upon the most during the offseason?
The one thing, I know the strength and conditioning has been real good. Jackson Pugh, our strength and conditioning guy, has been very pleased with what they've been doing. I think we're faster and we're stronger than we have been. And I think the one thing that I like, and it kind of goes back to the experience and the guys that are coming back, I think is just the attitude, the new guys that have come in. The good thing about them, a lot of those guys have been part of our camp, so they knew about our program. They're local guys, and they knew some things, and when they came in, and again, they bought in, but it's just continuing that attitude of, hey, we're Oklahoma City University. This is how we go about things. The work ethic, the swagger, the way we think, our thought processes and those things. And I think that's really been, it's carried on from last year, and that's refreshing. I think that's going to carry us a long way.
You got to induct one of your former players, Jeff McLaughlin, into the OCU Hall of Fame and also into the NAIA Hall of Fame. What was that like for you? And also, how has Jeff helped turn the program into what it is today?
They're all special to me, Jeff was the 6th guy that we've had in our program being inducted to the NAIA Hall of Fame. But Jeff in himself is a pretty special guy to me. I said it was pretty personal with him and his family. Of course, we had his brother Joey as well. They played for a couple of years together, and to be able to sit there and induct an OCU player, it just makes me really proud to be part of this program when you're sitting there talking about the NAIA Hall of Fame especially. Jeff came in, and the thing about Jeff is he set records, and those are things that you can see. I mean, the years that he was here, I think we figured out we were 253 and 39 during the 4 years he was here. And between his wins and saves, he was involved in almost 30% of those wins in that time, when you're talking about that time. And it's just remarkable. But the person that Jeff was, and I talk about, he was our inaugural Jim Wade Award winner. And I jokingly say, but kind of not jokingly say, you look at Jeff and what a great person he was. He was an academic All-American in classroom. He was a great teammate. All the things, the criteria when you're sitting there looking listed for the Jim Wade Award winner, when you're trying to sit there and figure out the standards, I jokingly say, hey, there it is right there. Jeff McLaughlin set the standard for everybody, and Jim Wade. And I also say that when I look at the person's, the character and those X factor, those things that go beyond just talent. Jeff McLaughlin is the guy that I measure everybody else in this program about, because he was such a great competitor, just loved to compete, loved to win, ice water in his veins, whatever, and at the same time he was a tremendous teammate, just all those things that you would love. I mean, I said that we've had a lot of great players. I've only had one Jeff McLaughlin.
All right, talking to OCU baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. The Stars get underway February 2nd. You can follow the Stars on OCUsports.com.